Yeah, good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining. So here we are going to start today's webinar that's on the rise of AI agent and RAG, transforming businesses with intelligence. Agents are smart these days. They are proactive, capable of making suggestions before you ask for them. They accomplish tasks across applications assigned to them. They are going to improve over time because they remember what you have given them. They recognize intent quickly and pattern in your behavior. Based on this information, the offer they provide, what they think you need, right? So although you will always be the final decision maker, but they can always be the supporters. So I welcome you all once again for the webinar today. Here we have our speaker, Ravi Kumar P, Director AI and Cloud Services by Data Centers. He carries more than 18 plus of experience in the industry. And here over to him, and I'll be there all through the webinar for all of you. Feel free to ping in the chat section if any queries and any ask that you have in regards to this. Yeah, so over to Ravi. I'm going on mute and Ravi will unmute him.
Thank you, Shalini, for the introduction. Hope I'm audible. No? Hi, Shalini, am I audible? Hello.
Hello. Yes, Ravi. It is audible.
Am I audible? Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Shalini, for the introduction. Thanks everyone for taking out time and joining this webinar. So let me present a screen to you. Hope my screen is visible to everyone. Yeah, great. Going to the presentation.
Yeah.
So welcome to this webinar. Hi, welcome to this webinar. So today we are covering transforming business with intelligence. Basically, we are going to cover RAG, AA agents, and agentic RAG. So these are something which all the enterprises are following up on implementing the new AI initiatives in their organization. So we are going to cover ground on more on the latest AI innovations that were happening from last 1 year. So I'm going to continue my presentation and I'll set the agenda of this webinar. Before that, I'm going to walk you through a little video bite, which I recently gone through. So everyone knows A.R. Rahman, right? He's the pioneer in Indian music industry. He has his talent. He can produce a lot of great music tones on with his own talent, and he has also had a couple of music industry companies as well, which gives music to international companies as well. So a guy like him who is so talented in his domain is also using AI for his advantage to give more much refined output and sophisticated output. So I want to take this for a minute to set the context so that we'll follow up with our AI content.
Not seriously sitting and doing just making fun stuff brings the best hit tunes.
And is that what you're doing, tinkering with AI also? I've seen like some crazy stuff coming out of your
Am I will be the audio?
whole thing from that.
Yeah, just seeing the possibilities. When we employ the tools, we have to use it responsibly.
So you're not the kind who's scared what will happen to music, originality, etc., etc.
It's how you define things. I mean, there's a knife, you can use it for cutting vegetables, you can use it for murdering.
Yeah, that's so true.
So as simple as that. You have a tool which can empower you to do things which you can never do before. And you can also distract people's lives.
How much time are you spending with AI? Your face is telling me you've been going crazy.
No, I have No, not just AI. I've been toying with Unreal Engine and
Yeah. So this gives us a glimpse like a talented person like A.R. Rahman is using AI for his own benefit. As he's clearly explaining, right? There are both good and bad advantages with AI, but still they are perceiving to give a good output on his talent. So that's how what for industries also for businesses also how much technology you are using still AI gives an opportunity to make it better. There are a lot of SaaS-based companies or technology companies, right? So they're using the latest databases or latest software, but still they are using AI to optimize it to in a very better way. So, I mean, we are going to cover a few of these technologies, which makes enterprises much more better in their daily work and also improving their product and services. Okay. So what are we going to cover is understand how AI technologies are transforming enterprises and businesses. And we're going to cover three technologies, basically RAG, which is retrieval augmented generation, AI agents, and agentic RAG. And we are going to identify strategic opportunities for implementation as well, because a lot of organizations, even though they know what technologies to use, how to leverage this is one of the biggest things that they have to know. So we're gonna go through those things as well, and obviously the roadmap for adoption and competitive advantage. So these are the main items that we're going to cover it today. Coming to the enterprise AI, right? You know how much enterprise AI is like it's a huge business where every enterprise wants to compete with other competitors, and they use various software, be it SaaS-based software or MS Office or whatever it is. The enterprise software, enterprise AI is very much dependent on software. Okay, and when it comes to AI, right? So everyone wants to go and try out in AI. And if you see, there is opportunities like 4.4 trillion estimated added global value through AI. So this is the projection given by McKinsey and company. And recently, there various organizations also did some research and whether the organizations and enterprises are using AI in a right way or not. So the main concern is a few of the companies they are trying out the pilots, but the problem is they are not realizing the ROI. So that is one of the main struggle where CIOs are complaining that they they're not able to see the right ROI when they are adopting AI. So WSG Wall Street Journal also had researched on this, and the many customers, many companies said that they had fun using AI, maybe for image generation or some chat GPT funny things, but they wanted to use AI for the real businesses. So they wanted to show the returns to the company when they are wanted to use AI. And similarly, Gen AI or Goldman Sachs also pointed out that there's too much spend using Gen AI because it requires a lot of GPUs, lot of hardware, lot of AI infrastructure. But does that spend on AI infrastructure translates to benefit to the organization or not? So they are still questioning on that. They are not currently realizing that. So that is the issue with AI for many organizations. And Forbes has also told that 1 in 4 businesses are, I mean, 75% of businesses aren't seeing ROI from AI yet. So somewhere down the line, if you see the enterprises, the global leading enterprises, also finding it difficult to realize AI to their advantage. So we want to uncover why they are doing this, what is happening actually. So we want to give you the better tools on how to realize AI to your advantage in your business. So before going through that, I want to cover some of the things which spiked the Gen AI revolution. That is LLMs. Many people who might have heard about the word LLM, basically in relation with generative AI. So LLM is nothing but large language model. Okay, so if you are using ChatGPT or a Gemini Pro or any kind of these tools, right? The underlying power is that they are using a large language model. Okay, ChatGPT uses many kind of OpenAI models, GPT 4.0, GPT 4.1. So every model has their own advantage. Few of them models are good at generating images, like DALI. DALI is LLM. So it is good in generating images. When you give a prompt and ask you to generate an image, it easily generates, right? So basically, this LLM is trained on lot of corpus of images over the internet, and so that it excels in that job. Like that, if you see, lot of LLMs are there, hundreds and thousands of LLMs. Each Some are specific to a language, some are specific to speech, some are specific to videos, and some are specific to certain domain knowledge and language specific as well. So that's the context on LLM. Lot of users are using it. Still, businesses are also using it, but there are limitations for businesses to use LLM, right? Because LLM excels only in generation of the text. You give a prompt, it gives an answer, okay, but it doesn't understand your business, your internal data, right? So these are the limitations of LLMs. Stale information, fixed knowledge, because these LLMs are trained till a certain point of time. Like if you see ChatGPT, it was trained till November 2022 initially, when it started releasing their product. Okay, so if you ask about the latest information, it cannot give you the right answer. Okay, so it is stale information, fixed knowledge. So this doesn't work with the business use cases, right? The businesses needs to be updated with the latest information. So that is a huge limitation for an LLM. Hallucinations, of course, when you have doesn't have the right data, your company data, obviously it will hallucinate. Hallucinate means it gives a wrong information, incorrect information. And also lack of source attribution, like it cannot refer from where these answers are they are getting from. So that is a huge problem for enterprise applications. And updating the LLMs is not easy, because to train the model, it takes a lot of infrastructure, AI infrastructure, GPUs, and to update with these models, it is quite expensive, cost-wise and time-wise. So no one wants to use LLMs and train it and fine-tune it, because it's an expensive thing for them, and they are not built for uh, they can't be used for real-time decision making, since they don't have the real data, the exact data of your company, so it cannot be used for real-time decision making. And that they also don't have memory or a state management. That is a huge disadvantage with LLMs. And even the connectivity to various third-party applications, there's very limited tool use using these LLMs. So you need to again invest in a lot of programming, creating APIs to connect to applications like Joho and these things. So these are the limitations of LLM. So LLM can be used as a funny way and for user-based scenarios, but for a company-wise, it is not a proper use case for the businesses. Okay, so we covered the LLMs and their limitations. Next, we are going to cover how these limitations can be resolved. So that is RAG, right? So RAG is nothing but retrieval augmented generation. Oh, so basically what RAG does is it connects your business data, the data that is sitting in your company, to LLM. Okay, so LLM has all the knowledge. It can generate great information. If you want to ask LLM or a chat GPT or any kind of generative application to create marketing documents, marketing content, or some kind of summarization, it creates it, right? And with that knowledge, you are combining your business data. So when these two combine, you get a output which is related to your business context, means your company data. Okay, so that is the advantage of RAG. RAG basically is connecting your company's data, internal data, with LLM. So that solves huge problems of LLMs not having LLMs basically have stale information, right? Now, once you have this RAG, obviously it has your business data. Okay, so that gives that enables these RAG-based applications to have accurate responses based on your company's knowledge, and it also can have a data control as well, because a lot of users in your companies, right? If you give access, ask them to use ChatGPT, they will keep your business data in that prompt, right? This is my Excel, upload the Excel data, and they will ask ChatGPT to give the responses. So that is not the right way, right? You are exposing your data to ChatGPT, and that may be leaked, and it's a huge security threat. But whereas when you implement this RAG solution is internal solution. You are just connecting these LLMs, open source LLMs. You can use an Llama LLM, or any kind of open source. There are various open source LLMs that can be used to build this RAG application. So your data will not be going outside of your network, outside of your business. So with RAG, obviously the prime one of the advantages, data control and security within your organization, and it will also reduce hallucinations, and because it gets the output from your business data, which is actual data. So that is about RAG. As I was explaining, right, this is the kind of an architecture where now the LLM, the AI language model, is connected to your company documents through your knowledge retrieval. This is one of the retrieval model based out of LLM architecture. So the user, whenever user queries, you will be going very close to the knowledge retrieval and get the information from the internal database. Okay, so this is the advantage of using the RAG models. So obviously there are a little more technical to it. Every document should be converted into vectors, chunks, and vectors, and stored into a vector database to implement RAG. But we are not going deep into technical in this session. We wanted to cover more on a business side, and how it is useful to your organization. And we wanted to show a demo on RAG as well later. Okay, so what are the business use cases of RAG? So obviously it can be used in various industries. For you wanted to give up a product documentation, because product documentation sits in your database, right? Probably in a SharePoint or a Google Docs that is restricted to your environment. So you can provide these kind of services connecting your company database, and you can create a chatbot on your website. Basically, this is called a RAG chatbot, AI RAG chatbot that provides informations to customers. Okay, and obviously knowledge management as well. Knowledge management is nothing but if you see any enterprise, right, there are many departments: legal department, marketing department, finance department. Obviously, when someone from finance wants to know about anything on sales department, you still need to go through an approval, or you need to request that manager of a sales team to get this information, right? So when you implement this RAG, when you completely use RAG application where you onboard all the documents from various departments, you can give you this access to the people, the heads of each department, to fetch data from other departments, right? So this is one of the advantages of using RAG applications. Okay. Again, complaint and risk. When you have any kind of policies and regularizations, HR team can use this kind of applications also for whenever any employee wants to know about policies and regulations. As per their information, it can give the answers as well. And document processing also. There is a lot of unstructured data, right? So like PDFs or images or these applications, you can also do a RAG on this kind of documents as well. Okay, so these are some of the use cases of RAG. Next, we'll go through the AI agents. RAGs, as I said, right, it is a workflow. You ask a question, it gives an answer. It's kind of a workflow, but it cannot take actions, right? So for taking actions and making decisions, right, we have AI agents. So these are like you can say a little bit of autonomous is included, which can perform tasks and also make decisions. Okay, so there you will be using a lot of tools internally to implement AI agent. We use a lot of tools, access information, and execute multiple step processes. So AI agents will also have a they have a planned vision and also can adapt to changing conditions. And the business value is automation of complex workflows and decision making. For simple applications, you can use RAG, and for a complex applications where you require decision making and also automation, then you go for an AI agent. And these AI agents are obviously 24/7 available. Unlike human agents, if you use AI agents in customer service, they work across 24/7. But similarly, the human agents cannot work, right? They have to take a break or something like that. So this is a huge advantage for some of the industries uh, who are using AI agents. So this is the architecture where I said, right, agent uses memories because it has to also store the information. Well, because when you make a decision, right, you need to know what was the earlier scenarios. So that is why there will be a memory module of the previous information, and also the planning module also. So whenever you're asking to take some kind of a decisions, it also generates a plan on how it will execute those decision plans. So again, there will be tools as well. Tools means eh, some for some of the decision making, it may need to connect to an external database or a Zoho or a third-party service, right? So these tools will enable them to connect and take actions. So the agents will have these kind of features uh, that will help them to make complete tasks. So what are the business use cases of AI agents? So, for example, you have a sales team. Every company has a sales team, right? So, what is the job of sales team is to touch base with companies and follow up with them and get an invite from them and talk with them and close the deal, right? So, this is a huge manual process. You can have a AI SDR, like a AI sales agent, where it can automatically create an ICP, which is identify ideal customer profile of your business, and it will reach out to all the businesses where your product can be sold, right? So it will go through the LinkedIn database and send a marketing email or a sales related email saying that we provide these kind of services. Would you be interested? And if yes, you can book a time slot to talk with our sales people. So this is the initial part of getting the leads, identify the ideal customers can be automated using the sales agents. So this is a huge advantage for any company who wants to improve sales or go for a faster sales executions. So like that, marketing agents will be there where it will automatically send personalized emails and contains draft personalized blogs as per your company's data. Okay, so there will be huge use of these marketing agents, sales agents. Similarly, there will be finance agents also transactions and also generate automated financial reports. So product products, but it will also go to an extent where it can help you to buy and also in case of any kind of issue in billing, it will try to resolve those issues as well. Okay. Next, logistic agents and customer service agents also.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Ravi. I think it's been amazing, insightful session. So we have a question from Sindhu, and the question is, any good example for each of these business applications of AI agent? Please indicate some good agents to use. So meanwhile, when Ravi is answering this question, I'm just sharing a quick form for all of you to fill up, and it'll take just I think just 30-40 seconds to fill it up so that we understand your journey and your part. And yeah, so over to you all for filling the form, and over to Ravi for answering the question. Sindhu just pasted in the chat.
Sure. Yeah, coming to this AI agents, right? Yes, one is as I told, right? Sales agents is widely used currently in many organizations. We personally also using AI sales agents. So AI agents related to sales, right? So this will help in lot of outreach. Outreach is very hard task for any kind of sales organizations, even if they are using a best SaaS tools or something like that. Because the hard problem is to when you're outreaching to thousands or 2,000 customers, new customers, new prospects, right? It is not easy to have a design a compelling email, draft an email about your products to each of these customers, right? You need to understand their business and then tweak the email and send a compelling proposal to them. Okay, so these all then can be automated using an AI agent. It's called AI SDR agents. This is one of the use case that is widely followed with organizations recently. Yes, Sindhu, hope I answered your question. Let me know if there's any other questions. Meanwhile, you can fill your form.
So I hope you guys could spare 30 seconds of time for filling the form. And Ravi, let's go forward. And meanwhile, whenever they are getting chance to click on form, and they can fill it up until this webinar is on. Yeah, over to Ravi again.
The other third part is agentic RAG. So this is kind of fully autonomous, where you are combining. Hope my screen is visible to everyone. We are at slide 19 about agentic RAG.
Yes.
Is it visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, thank you. So coming to agentic RAG, it combines knowledge access of RAG with autonomous capabilities of AI agents. So that gives an advantage of automating a lot of tasks within enterprises. Okay, so if you individually do AI agents and RAGs, it cannot handle complex tasks because one of them requires knowledge, and few of the tasks requires storing of the memory, right? So agentic RAG will include both the advantages from RAG and AI agents. Okay, so there will be a lot of use cases related to agentic RAG as well. So this is the architecture of RAG, where it uses the action tools, planning module, and also it will also connect to your company database as well. So if you see in agents, you all not always connect your company database, but with the agentic RAG, it is possible to connect you to company documents as well. So coming to the business use cases of agentic RAG, wherever there is a complex problem, like that involves various decision making, cross-functional team decision making, and these kind of tasks, this is where you will go with the agentic RAG applications. So advanced customer interactions with the personal discovery of the users preferences. You will go and use agentic RAG solutions. So, but we see that the adoption in agentic RAG is still is not much because things are evolving in this area. But most of the times, most of the enterprises are still on RAG and AI agents. Okay, so before I mean we will go with a demo on specifically RAG right now. So we wanted to show that what we have built from the RAG's perspective. Yeah. So we'll show this an internal application that is powered with large language model. You see, this is a RAG chatbot. We are using this internally within our organization. So it has connected to a large language model, which is the DeepSeek R1 model. Many people might have heard about DeepSeek. It's a Chinese-based company. It got very popular a couple of months back for the reason that it has reasoning capabilities. Like humans, how do they do reasoning for every problem? So this LLM comes with the reasoning capabilities, right? So we have implemented this. It's a complete open source architecture. The data that doesn't go out of the organization. So we are not connected to Gen AI or local chat GPT. It is an open source solution and it's just connected to your internal database without access to any external sources. So what we did is the basic problem for us is you have a lot of unstructured data like purchase orders, right? Every company who's selling something, right? Obviously, when they wanted to sell something, they have to get a purchase order, they have to release a purchase order, and they have to deal with this unstructured data. These are document doesn't sit on a traditional SQL databases, right? These are PDFs or image kind of databases. So generally, when you have these large thousands of PDFs, right? Your management or a management head or a sales head or a CEO wants to know what is this customer about? How much value did we give to that customer? When is that contract getting ended? So this is the information we have to know in real time, right? So I'll give an example how this helps for any organization. For example, you have 10,000 of documents, right? So we want to know what is the contract end period of this customer. So ideally, you ask your team member to do that. He goes and checks to the document, goes to these documents. Uh, okay. So he goes to this document and checks here, right? What is the PO number, PO date, when is the contract ending, 18 months. So he calculates and give it. If you roughly calculate, it takes couple of minutes for him to go and search, find the document in the database and calculate this number and give it to his manager, right? So think that every time he has to do that for 50 to 100 documents every day, it will take couple of hours of time. Okay, so this is like human is wasting time of a couple of hours to do this activity. Okay, so you can automate use this task using RAG, where you don't need to give this task to a human agent, where you can get this answer from a RAG implementation. Okay, and RAG, why we are using LLMs? It can be done using a normal solution also, but RAG is something, it has reasoning capabilities also. It gives information on why it calculated that amount or why it is giving that answer. Okay, so let me go and show you. Here I'm asking what is the PO end date of company called So it says the PO end date of Mark is March 23, 2023. So let me go to this document. So when I go and see the PO date is released on 17th 8th. So there is nothing that PO end date here. There is no mention of PO end date. But whereas the LLM can go and read that contract period here. If you see, I'm highlighting the contract period is mentioned as 3 years. Uh, 3 years, right? This is Mark. Oh, this is Nexora solution. Sorry. So one second. So the mark is this document. Okay. Okay. If you see the contract period, it mentions 18 months. So it automatically calculates and adds these 18 months to this 23rd September and gives the value as March 23, 2023. It is quite accurate, right? So see how much time it is saving. Like if a human has to do this, obviously it will waste a couple of minutes for one document, one output. So, but whereas using RAG, you can quickly get this answer and see how much time it is saving. So this is just an example that tells you how much time it saves you, how much human time it saves us. Obviously, that is an ROI, right? So ROI is not just you get money out of something, you also save some kind of optimize some kind of human work, and so that they can concentrate on other work or it can perform some core related tasks. So this is the output that we have got, and like that we can also fetch any kind of information. What is the PO date of uh, Novara? So this is a company name, Novara Technology or Nexora. Yes, you can also get what is the MRC value of Nexora. 8,000. So it is not fetching the information and giving the answer through a PDF. PDF is a unstructured database, right? So this is happening due to use of both large language model like DeepSeek R1 and use of RAG techniques. So this is a simple use case, but see how much time it is saving for an organization. So a lot of enterprises, right? Uh, they sometimes go think that they require to use AI agents, but for some of the problems they can still use RAG or simple workflows to solve the problem. Okay, so the whole idea is uh, first you need to define your business problem and then see which of them will solve the problem, whether it RAG or AI agents or a simple workflow. And our strategy is to not to go with advanced technique initially. Go with a low hanging, easy to deploy application like RAG for enterprise AI. Then you get the confidence about the technology. Then you can move forward on implementing AI agents and these tasks. Any questions onto that? Yeah. So, so we are using DeepSeek model for this. Hello? Yeah, so I'll be covering the GPU hardware also.
Yeah, so Sindhu is asking, what is the hardware required to run this project? And what did you see, just for an idea? For example, deep sea carbon, how much CPU, GPU is required?
Okay, so the GPUs completely depend on what model you are using, whether you're using a 70 billion parameter model or 7 billion parameter model. In this case, we used the 70 billion parameter model, and which is quantized. So it requires a GPU memory of 36 GB memory. We are using A6000 48 GB model. So NVIDIA A6000 is the GPU card that we are using for this application. Hope I answered your question. Yeah. Okay. That goes. That is over. Can you see my screen? Yes, right. Okay. So coming to the next thing, as I'm telling, right, when and when not to use RAG, whenever possible, introducing agents and agentic RAG, because these are little tough to implement it. So do not go for this unless your business needs this complexity to be involved. Okay. So and also scaling these applications is not easy. You need to know the right AI hardware to use it, because when you start using these NVIDIA GPUs, right, so it gets very costly, and you cannot give a proper ROI for that. So we suggest you to go with the simplest workflow solution initially, and then go and venture into agentic AI if the system demands it. Okay. So, I mean, we have gone through both RAG, agentic RAG, and also AI agents. So the key takeaways from these three things is that these technologies represent the future of enterprise AI. So anyone, any enterprise, any business who wants to venture into AI, start with RAG, AI agents. Okay. And many companies think about training LLMs and developing their own large language models. So that is a very costly affair, right? It takes a lot of time to train the models. Rather than training the models, use applications RAG, because it is very cheap and it also gives the business value very fast. And and progress to AI agents for process automation, and you will go for agentic RAG for strategic competitive advantage. Coming to comparison, like in terms of implementation, RAG takes anything like 3 to 6 months time, and in these 3 to 6 months, the major time takes happens for data engineering only. I mean, you need to make sure that the documents are in place and they have a right format. If not, you need to use various OCR tools to make them proper, and also vectorization. So you need to convert these to LLMs. Basically, understand only vectors. Vectors are nothing but the numerical representation of every word in large language model. So you need to convert each document into vector and then feed it into LLM. So much of the time in implementation happens with converting your documents into vector databases. So that is why you need to calculate how much time it will happen. The larger number of documents, like if there are huge documents with different multimodal capabilities, it takes huge time to convert this into vectors. So I'll give a rough estimation, like for RAG, it may take 3 to 6 months for implementation, and whereas for AI agents, it usually takes 6 to 12 months for implementing these things. And for agentic RAG, it takes anything, any year or more for those things. This I've covered. So coming to Pi, right? Pi is both a data center player, and also we are AI infrastructure player also. So we have a Tier 4 data center at Mangalgiri and point of cloud presence in other cities in India. So we are having a dual advantage. One is that we provide GPUs to customers, and we also help them build AI applications on RAG and AI agents as well. So in both ways, we provide hardware and application both to companies, and that helps you to stick to single vendor rather than having multiple vendors for each of them. Okay, and our AAC COE team, Center of Excellence team, has an extensive expertise on the latest AI, LLMs, various large language models, and solutions like RAG and AI agents. So we work with various businesses. We build POCs internally before actually showcasing it to the customers, because we need to showcase the value. Because AI is kind of an experimental process, right? So we need to know what data in each enterprise is having. Based on this data only, we have to build the AI solutions. So we kind of provide proper consulting for them, define use cases, and that's why we have created a framework called SpyStorm framework, where we work with every company, identify what data they have, and then define the use cases and then implement it. So that is the advantage of going with Pi. We come with a PyStorm framework that helps you to realize ROI on your AI implementations. And obviously, ROI also depends on hardware costs, right? Which GPU to use. We always like whenever we have meetings with some customers, they always choose a wrong GPU for their use case. They go with the A100s or 80 GB memory. Usually these are very expensive, goes with more than 1 to 2 lakhs of monthly bill on just the AI infrastructure itself. But whereas you can have some shortcuts, like you can quantize these models to use lower memory, and always you can also use the consumer grade GPUs also for some of the use cases, like A6000s, RTX 4090s, L40s as well, which will provide much more affordable costs on GPU. So we help them in choosing the right GPU as well. So that is why we are engaging with a lot of companies at T-Hub, helping them. T-Hub is nothing but a technology hub, which is based out of Hyderabad. There are more than 1,000 startups over there. So we are a consulting partner for them. And we are also providing we have a marketplace because we are a data center. We work with other AI companies as well. So we also bring their solutions to our marketplace and provide it to customers. So like that, we have a lot of solutions, and we wanted to engage with you, understand your problems, and also provide right GPU and implement whatever AI solutions we find out in the discovery phase. So, that is about me. I think I can take some more questions. We're on time, right, Shalini? Yeah. Okay. So, team, I think I want to know if there are any other questions. Um, Hello?
Ravi, can you
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes.
build any
Your voice is
Py
breaking.
PyStorm frames?
You're asking about PyStorm, right?
So PyStorm compliant AI compliant.
AI compliance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. With PyStorm, right, industry compliance, like when it comes to data, right, we are compliant with all the major certifications and these things, because our data is stored in a data center. Whatever we implement, right, under our Storm framework, we keep a private AI approach, because your data will not be going outside the cloud, like a public cloud. We are more of a private cloud. So the compliance wise on data, we follow all the standards and hallucinating and for example, each industry, like if you are from a healthcare industry or if you are from a pharmaceutical industry, we make sure that we follow all the compliances and ground it to the LLM. So we train the models, we use the specific models based on your use case and go for the compliant model because some of the models may not be compliant with your company. A healthcare company or a banking company cannot use OpenAI LLMs. They may prefer open source or someone which is hosted in their environment, right? See, that's why we go with the right kind of compliant LLM models for each use case.
Compliant LLM model.
Can you type? I mean, can you type the question? I mean, probably I'm having some break. I mean, I can't hear you properly. Hello.
Yeah, I am typing.
Compliant AI models means like whether it's an open source or a proprietary models. Proprietary models is something which is like proprietary model. Am I audible? Hello?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So proper.
For example, in AI, it is ISO 42001, right? ISO 42.
Yes.
One of the, right, if it is for AI especially. So,
Yes.
because you're a data center, you're concentrating on AI models. ISO 42000 is, I think, is one of the things which you ready. For example, there's a framework. In a click of a button, I just implement that. There's something like that.
Yeah. So you mean the UI, right? In terms of UI implementing the models, right?
Everything. And see, if I am going with you for a
Hmm.
project development and I say that my system be ISO 42001 compliant or HIPAA compliant, then do you have ready frameworks? Because see, otherwise, then I have many people who implement it for us, right? So that will be a separate part. I'm just
Yes.
asking
Yes.
if that strong
Yes.
framework includes all these things.
Yes. We include these complaints only when they host their models in our data center. Okay. For example, if they host it in their on-prem, we do not provide these compliance. Okay. So Shalini will be providing you this our compliance, like we are compliant with major certifications like ISO and everything. So if you go to our website, you will see all this information about the compliance. So the only catch is that these models has to be hosted in our data center. So then you can get all these compliant models.
Okay.
Got it.
I have another question, Ravi.
Sure,
So
sure.
DeepSeek, you know that it is a competitor to OpenAI because it it can run on CPU rather than GPU, right? So that is how these Chinese companies are competing with US companies. So what is your say on that? So do you see that a few months back, before DeepSeek was uh, uh, it came to the market, everyone were after NVIDIA GPU. Probably your data center was full of GPUs. So after DeepSeek came, were you successful in running those on CPUs?
Yeah, so good question. So I mean, one thing is that you cannot run entire this DeepSeek model on a GPU. The only thing is that it requires a lesser GPU than the most other models use. For example, for the same kind of 70 billion parameter model, the ChatGPT models requires a huge GPU. But whereas the DeepSeek R1 model provides, I mean, that doesn't require a hundreds or something like that. You can still go and use a lesser GPU and a combination of CPU and GPU over there. So, I mean, sometimes there will be misinformation on that because, but you cannot avoid completely GPUs for these models. Only thing is that you can reduce the memory consumption of these GPUs. So, but whereas why DeepSeek was popular is one is obviously it requires lesser hardware. Other one is for the same kind of model, large model, it is giving better output, right? It has reasoning capabilities. So that is the advantage. The cost wise, for the same model size, it's giving better performance and less hardware size. So that these are the two unique things. That's why we are using DeepSeek R1 in this RAG application that we developed.
Because what I read was DeepSeek V3, which is much bigger. That is, I think it is 70 billion. Actually, can be run on Apple Mac Studio.
Yes. So if you see my machine, right? I mean, I'm using obviously Mac Pro, Mac. These Macs also come with GPUs. Okay. They have a GPU memory also. But if you run the same model in a Windows system without a GPU, it won't work. So you can run on Mac. Yeah. So the reason is these Macs has a GPU. So without GPU, it cannot run completely.
Yeah, fine.
If you,
Thank you. Yeah.
yeah, sure. Any other question?
Hello.
Hello? Hello? Anyone is speaking?
Hello.
Yes. Yes, go ahead. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, Nandakumar, go ahead.
Yeah. See, I have a PDF like it has a unstructured data, which I want to
Oh,
use the data and to pass that one to fetch the details what is available in that PDF. Like there will be a table structure which is built on that PDF, and also some unnecessary data and all these things will be there. Like I will share on the screen.
yeah, you can share the screen. Yes.
Yes, being there, but
You're not able to share.
yeah, 1 minute. Let's.
Or else you can send the PDF.
Yeah. Okay. So don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can attach on the chart actually.
Yeah, and just
Yeah, but you can carry on with the question. You were telling that it has lot of images and tables, right?
yeah, lot of
Yeah.
like not an image. It's like a combined like paragraphs and some text, and as well as the table structure. It will be there. It's not a properly structured table.
Yes.
So
Yes.
like 1 minute. If I want to fetch the data, what is exactly
Okay,
it's there.
so when I told about large language models, right? So large language models are segregated into various types. One are text generation models, vision models. Okay, so whenever we are working with PDFs, right, we will be selecting vision models, vision large language models. DeepSeek R1, some of the Llama models are vision models. It means that they understand the PDFs, the unstructured format, and they convert it into the structured format. Okay, so the idea is to use a vision model to process the PDFs. Okay, DeepSeek R1 is also multimode model. Multimodal means it also understands text and also vision model. So you're gonna use a model that is vision compatible. Hope that answered your question.
Okay. Yeah, Ravi, I think I have a question for you. Maybe if you can add on that one.
Huh?
Yeah,
Hello.
am I audible?
Hello.
Yeah, no, you're audible. Just,
Yeah,
just shoot your question.
yeah, cool. So, Ravi, is it something that we can use any GCP built document AI to make the unstructured documents more good to available to the LLM? Is there anything, something like that?
Okay, what do you mean by GCP?
Google Cloud Platform.
Oh, Google Cloud. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
yes, definitely. I think you can also use OCR techniques also
yeah.
uh, to make
As in
it like
Google, they have different parsing
yes,
options. Document
yes.
intelligence, actually, it's called.
Yes, yes. So the thing is that you have to try multiple OCR techniques, right? If you want to get a 95% or a 100% accuracy, right? So you need to test with multiple parser models.
Yeah,
Llama Parse or Cohere has own parser models. So don't stick to one thing. You need to at least try 5 to 6 OCR models and see how much accurately it is giving the information. So in our case, we tested more than 4 to 5 OCR models, vision models to check which is giving better accuracy. So there is
okay.
no one answer for this, which one is better. It depends upon how your documents are there.
Yeah, it
How,
depends upon the use case. And even if we are using GCP document AI, then
yes,
we'll have to train the similar types of documents there and then use it, right? Perfect. Thank you.
yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we are past the time right now, unfortunately. I think thanks for everyone for joining this session. I think Shalini will give the end titles and session.
Yes, thanks everyone for joining. We'll be sharing details and presentation, whomsoever have pinged me in the chat. And thank you once again, everyone, for joining.